one just starting. We'll see if we can get it going here. Hello, hello. Try to, tell everybody it like dropped it, and then I couldn't go back into that one because it was already used. Oh boy. There's always something with this technology. Technology. I need a piece of material for a section. What will make a good one? Boy, that's a cool color. All right, let me bring this whole thing out. Boo, 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 boo. Man. I've got a lot of really cool colors to make stuff out of. Everybody, sorry if you were in the other one. Hopefully everyone's moving along.
I'm trying to get the link, but I can't get the other one to come up. I can't get anything else to happen.
Nothing's going? Hey, if anybody is in the room and you can hear me, let me know that it's on, because we're having our usual YouTube troubles. Nothing's coming up?
Got it now.
There we go. Got it now. I got some cool links in here. Those are epic. Man.
I don't know what happened. That was very weird.
I know, it like nosedived. As soon as I jumped in, it like shut off. It could have been user error. That would be me. All right, is anybody in here? Anybody here? Let's see. We'll give this just a minute. Sorry, everybody. I was on the other one and it closed, of course.
Let me give it a minute, and I'm going to delete the other one.
Yeah, do that. All right. Well, you know the internet. What are you going to do? Right? What you going to do, internet? I do not think this will look good. Wish I had some straight colored blanks, like some black or blue. Oh, I got an idea. What an idea. What a great idea. Oh, here's some pieces. Cool. Man, I gotta get busy. I got a lot of cool blanks to make stuff out of. Just found a whole bunch more. Okay. All right, is anybody here? Did we lose everybody?
Yep, we got 21 people. So we had 20 in the think everybody's made their way.
Well, thanks everybody for making your way over. Sorry we were having a little glitch there. Hello everyone. Thanks for coming. All right, let's get started because we're a little late because of the flub. I guess it wouldn't be eBay, YouTube without a little bit of a flub. Hope everyone's doing well. We just some updates, I guess. I haven't done much since last Wednesday. Actually, I haven't done anything since last Wednesday because we did the live stream Wednesday. Then we had Thursday. Then we had Zach came into town on Friday. We had the demo day Saturday with Zach, myself, and Jim from Cocoon. If you haven't watched the demos from last weekend, I'd go watch them. They were really good and a lot of fun, actually. So if you checked them out, let us know. If you did check them out, please give them a thumbs up and a comment or something, because that helps us know people are actually watching them and getting something out of them. Because, boy, it's a lot of work to put on these little events. Even just a 3-person demo on a Saturday is a lot of work. And then we had Zach for a couple days. We did some casting. He did some classes here, and it was kind of fun. So, but busy week, and I'm real tired. So we'll see how this goes today, but we're gonna make it happen. Couple things on the agenda. The 11th. Can we talk about the 11th? Mm-hmm. The 11th, which is a couple weeks from now, right?
Mm-hmm. It's on a Thursday, though.
It's a Thursday, the 11th of April. We're doing another thing with Record Power to talk about CamVax. Now, if you're not familiar with CamVax, you definitely want to watch it. If you've been thinking of getting one, you definitely want to watch it because you're going to get tons of answers. They're relatively new here in the U.S. and new to us, but they are really popular all around the world, and they're really good. So on the 11th, watch that. And then we have another cool turning demo live remote on the 24th. Is that a Wednesday? The 24th of April.
Yeah, that's on a Wednesday.
And that one's for sure, right?
That one's for sure. Easy.
We're going to be doing a live turning demo with Easy Wood Tools. So they'll be on here. So that'll be really fun, I think. We haven't done one with them, and we've been wanting to. So that's going to be pretty cool. So a lot of fun stuff coming up. I think I mentioned last time we are going to SWAT. I'm going to demo at SWAT. So if you're in the area and can come check it out, you definitely should. There's a whole pen resin casting section. Did I just make that worse? So if you're a wood turner, it's awesome. But if you're a pen maker or resin caster, that's where I'll be, is in the pen section. There's like a whole room devoted to that for demonstrations and things. So it's really cool. So definitely come check it out if you can. It's really worth the trip, and there's a lot of good vendors there too. So that's in August, so you got plenty of time for that. And then what else, Amy? Just thanks again to Jim from Cocoon and Zach from Resin Works. That was really fun having them do demos. They both did a really good job and shared a lot of good info. So if you are into segmenting or casting, those are awesome demos. And we had fun. There were some people came to the store here. We all had pizza and hung out a little bit, so it was cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Pretty mellow.
I'm trying to get new links up on the
Okay, Amy's doing new links. So if you haven't been here before, I'm Chad from Turner's Warehouse. Amy is on the chat, so if you have questions, throw them in the chat. A lot of times the chat will answer, but if not, she'll ask. And if I know the answer, I'll answer. So a lot of fun. And we're just going to make some stuff here. So we're going to make a section first because if anybody was watching last week, we made a really beautiful section and then I broke it. And what I did was, and when I thought about it after, it was like one of those, duh, of course you broke it. I tried to turn the end without any support, and I should have put my tailstock up. It was sitting right here, and I was like, oh, it's just a little bit. I can just take a bevel on it. But it's so thin that any pressure spinning at that speed, it was spinning at like 3,000, it just, you know, makes it wobble. And as soon as it hit my tool, it broke. So, tough lesson, but I wanted to show you guys, you know, what not to do as we do here. So anyway, we'll jump back on it. We're going to make this one out of blue. I have more of the Hot Wheels, which is the color we're using. And I actually have two really cool blanks here ready to go, but I kind of want to use these for pens. So I don't want to make a section out of these because they got a lot of clear in them, and I think they're going to look really killer. So I'm going to make one out of blue and see how it looks. Hopefully it'll work well. But if anyone has any questions, let me know. And oh yeah, David, you got to go to Waco if you're that close. All right, so we're going to just start here. I'm going to do a little center drill. And then I'm going to drill through with the, boy, I'm going real fast. I'm going to drill through with the 6 mil for the tenon cutter. We'll see if we can get by with this spinning real fast. We may have to slow it down. So this is a 6 millimeter. And I'm going to drill through the blank because I'm going to drill a bigger hole for the section later. So this tenon cutter pilot is just fine. Now if you're wanting to make custom pens and you're just jumping in for the first time, we have a whole series. We go over the tooling, we go over the basics of like tap and die in the first part for the cap and the body, and then we make sections, and then we do the shaping. So if you haven't seen those, check them out. They're in our library here on YouTube, and it's a good place to start. Whoop. Went too far. I don't have my material locked down too tight. There we go. So what I did was I went way too long, and I let my sawdust in there heat up, and it kind of glues it all together for you. So you do not want to do that, because now it's a real bear to get out. Yeah, see, it's just goop, powdery goop. So anyway, we're all the way through, so we're good. Now, we'll have to see. I think we were on the tenon cutter last time. Yeah, we did a 10. So we might still be set up here. So this is the tenon cutter, and it mounts in our drill chuck. You need a 1/2 inch drill chuck for the tenon cutter, or a collet, however you want to use it. Just goes in there. And you can see this little setup bushing is on here, and that has that set to 10 millimeters. So when I put this in, this little pilot shaft will guide me to cut a 10, whoa, don't pinch your finger, a size 10 thread. Now I'm gonna make sure I hold back here. I don't want to be up here where the cutter is or any of these sharp edges. So I'm gonna turn this on. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with a little WD-40. You don't have to. And then you just crank this in slowly to start. And then however far you want to go, which I can't see, so use a brush here to clear that off. Need to go a little further. And if I go a little far, I can always trim it later. But it leaves this nice little tenon right here. And that's perfect for our tap and die. Well, in this case, just die. All right. So, I'm going to back that up. I'm all done with this guy right now. Oh, now one thing I need to do. Need to go get my niche tool. But you guys can hear me the whole way because I got a mic on. Okay. So I'm going to put the die for cutting the tenon threads of the section into this tool holder. That one out, and let's see. Looking for an M10. M10, there you are. So I'm going to load this guy up. I want to get those dimples locked in here. I feel like I missed them. Boy, I feel real low energy, so you guys are not going to be entertained, I guess.
Someone said, you need some coffee.
Yeah. I'm pooped, man. I feel like I haven't had a day off in forever because being so busy with the event and then having company and doing all this stuff, it's wore me out. But I'll be off this weekend. Except I'll be working on something. All right. So let's do it. Go ahead and do this. We're going to run this tap. Nope. Run this die over our tenon. Hopefully you guys can see that, but it's real fine. And back it up and just clear the threads out a little bit. I am working on some cool stuff for the future. I'm working on a kitless click pen and some other stuff that I think will be really fun once we get them kind of all finalized and done. It'll be really cool. All right. Amy, you over there yawning?
Sorry. Well, everybody's talking about being tired, and you're like, I'm tired. And I'm like, I will yawn.
Yes, I'm already tired, and Amy's yawning.
I was asking people what they're working on this week. We have lidded boxes, bottles,
Oh, cool.
winged bowls, bowling ball stuff, which is super cool.
Yeah, you guys got to post pictures of this stuff. Amy's telling me what everybody's talking about working on in the chat. You guys got to post pictures on the Turner's Team Facebook page. It's super cool to see this stuff. Very cool, very cool.
Using scroll saw to put inlay on a blade.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's so many things you can do with pens. And if you have any skills like scroll saw or whatever, you can do so much other stuff. It's really cool.
Can you use a scroll saw to like work on a custom clip? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I think most scroll saw stuff is wood, but does anybody know can use a scroll saw on metal? Did I just do what I think I did? I sure tried to, didn't I? I think I almost cross-threaded that. I've never done much scroll sawing myself, so I'm not sure if they're capable of metal work. It'd be handy if they were.
Yeah, I think I was thinking of something else in my mind.
Whoop. Get back here. All right, let's see here. See if I'm messed them up.
He says yes, you can, only on thin metal.
Thin metal, yeah, so you can make clips and stuff. That'd be cool. Yeah, we gotta flip this. Well, there you go, custom pen clips on your scroll saw. All right. Now we'll see if I can do this without messing it up here. I think we got it. Alrighty. I'll tell you, is Myra on right now or today? Too bad Myra's not here. She made some blanks in her class with Zach, and I took them out of the pressure pot. They look awesome. She's gonna have to fight me for them. I might keep some. Not really, but that'd be funny. They look real good. She's gonna be very excited, I think. All right. So we look pretty good there. Okay. Now, we gotta trim this thing. I forgot to, this is a big piece of material here. That's way too long for what we need. Although let's turn that down a little bit here. Just because the outside is the cast side of the blank.
I think that color is going to go really good.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, this has a lot of blue in it, so I thought the blue might look cool, but if not, the beauty of making a section is you can always use it for a different pen if it doesn't look good. But we'll see. We will see. All right, let's look at our... I always like to do... Like, this is my favorite shape with like a little bit of a dip in there. So, if we hold these up, we'll do it all official here. So I want to make these the same length. And I'm going from the back, from the threads. Whoop. It's hard to hold stuff and mark it at the same time. Okay, there we go. All right, that'll be our length of it. So we got to cut that thing off. Boop, boop. You know what? And I found my saw last week, but it's on the other side, so we're okay. No, we're fine. We're going to use a parting tool. We will part the tool. This is a 3/16 record power parting tool. Works good for wood or resin. I should hit that hole at some point in here. Whoops. Come on. Gotta be close. There it is. All right, so there you can see the hole from before. Now we just need to flatten this a little bit because that parting tool, although it's relatively straight, not exactly perfect. That looks pretty good. We will put a touch of wet sandpaper on it here. Even though we're cutting away a lot of the bulk of the outside, on the inside we'll start with a polished-ish part. Okay. So we were talking last week about if anybody's made customs from watching the videos. I think we only had 1 or 2 people, right? From watching these videos that made custom pens?
I think we have multiple people in the chat today who make custom.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I may not be saying words well today, so if I say something and it doesn't make sense, just assume it's that. The other mic is right here. Just make sure it's turned on. Amy's got a mic, so because I'm talking to her, nobody knows who I'm talking to. But then you're going to have to listen to the, well, I guess you don't really have to listen to it through your headphones and live, right?
I am listening to you through my headphones and live.
Oh, that's terrible. All right, so I'm going all the way through here. I believe this is a 9/32. I can tell you in 1 sec. I didn't even look because I just have them laying in a row, knowing that I use them all in order. This is a, yes, 9/32. And like these are my section bits here, and then like body cap depending on size. So the second one is a 5/16. Go overhead. 5/16, and we're just going 12 millimeters deep. So I'm using a standard bit and telling you how deep to go in millimeters. Makes perfect sense. All right. Good. And then the last two are just like the little lip of the nib here. All right. This one is like, I forget, a millimeter or 2 deep is all. That should be enough. And then the last one's real shallow. That was a 21/64, and the last one is a 3/8. And you can do these in metric, just write down the equivalents and use whatever you got. You know, if you're dang close, it's probably fine. You don't have to do it exact. What are you laughing at, Amy?
The chat is funny.
Oh,
Kim
good.
dropped a drill on her foot this weekend, and it's all sorts of colors.
Oh,
and
boy.
Lark said maybe Kim's multicolor foot can inspire a Zach pen blink.
Yeah, there you go.
That
Send a
made me
picture to Zach. All right, now now that I've drilled this, I'm gonna go a little more in here and try to get this lip. Just a tiny bit of sanding. It'll make it look good later, hopefully. I'm just using 600 paper that I had laying here. Okay, so that can stop. Now we're gonna run our tap into here for our fountain pen nib. Let's get that ready. So we're gonna use the niche again. Take out the die holder, put in the nib, or the tap holder, not the nib holder. Put in the nib tap, make sure it's the right size. You know, a lot of these look the same, so definitely check sizes every time. I will tell you, last week I was trying to do something for something else, and I measured it, and I put a die over it. It was on the metal lathe, and like I cut the threads, and then it didn't fit, and I was like, what the heck? Like I did it exactly how it should have been done. And then I went back and realized I used the size up from what I needed. Whoa. See, I'm tired. Because I just put the M10 tap in here, not the fountain pen nib tap. I mean, it didn't even barely fit in the hole, so that's why I knew, but yikes.
Myra's on now.
Myra. Hey, Myra, thanks for those blanks. Those blanks look real good. What is everybody's opinion? If somebody leaves blanks at your shop, how long till you can use them? Like, do you have to wait like a day or two? Or what do you guys think? All right, so I'm tapping for the fountain pen nib housing. So I'm just kind of pushing into the section as I rotate it. And I'll go a little far here because if we go farther in this, it doesn't matter. We got plenty of room in the piece here. And then I'm just backing it out. All right. Good, good, good. Okay. So weird how fine it is. I can't even see it. We'll try a housing or a nib here. Okay, well here's a cool thing. So got our nib, threads in. You can see where it needs to sit, right in the lip there. What did I do wrong here, everybody? Because it stops right there. So this should be a pretty easy idea, because remember, we drilled through with the
You didn't put your threads deep enough.
the size of the threads, then we did the size of the body, and then the 2 steps on the lip. So Amy says I didn't put my threads in deep enough, which that's a good guess. We could try it. Anyone else have any thoughts? I'm sure somebody else has done this so they know. I mean, our threads are pretty deep, Amy. You sure you're going with that?
No.
I mean, I'm going to go a little further just to be sure. But yeah, I mean, we're way in there. No other guesses? All right.
The hole wasn't drilled far enough?
Okay, yes, which hole?
The hole that is stopping you from going all the way with the nib.
Wow. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yes, so the second drill bit, which is what drills for the body here above the threads, is not deep enough. So we can probably visually see it. If I stick this drill bit in here, and actually maybe you'll see my black line. I normally go to the end of the black line and I'm at the start of the black line. And if we look at this, I'm about that deep, which is about short of what we're trying to do as far as threaded in. So luckily for us, that's a pretty easy fix. We just have to drill that hole a little deeper. Now we got to be real careful after we drill it. We got to kind of tap it, run the tap over or through it again, just to make sure we didn't muck anything up. So this isn't ideal to do this, but it's fine. Good job figuring it out. All right, so we are right there, and we need to go to the end of that black line. Right there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just see if I can run the tap in there by hand. It's such a fine thread, it's probably fine if we cut that off clean. Oh yeah, it grabbed a hold right away. So we're still good in there. But that little bit of extra drill hole should be what we needed for this. And, you know, we could probably go a tiny bit more, but we're not bad. It's pretty flush in there. All right. Very cool. And, you know, we could probably go like by hand even, but we'll put this up here. I'm just listening for it to be cutting just a tiny bit. Everything looks good in there. We can see our hole. And looks pretty good. All right. Cool. You know, on a day like this, that's a great thing that it worked. Let's turn this sucker down. So this mandrel has a tiny little lip at the top, and that's to mimic the nib lip, so that when this is threaded in, it's not going to go side to side, it's supported in there. So remember, I broke that last one just by touching this end, which I don't really need to do in most cases, but I had put the live center up there to support it, and I'm not going to do that this time. We're going to see if we can do without. Because what I think happened was the live center like flared the end a little bit because there's nothing in it. I was talking with Zach about it actually, and he said he made a little thing out of Alumilite, just drilled it and tapped it to fit over those threads. So that way when he puts his live center up, it has something to push against, which is a great idea because then you don't have to worry about expanding that piece because it'll have something around it. So, good idea. Good idea. Looked like there was just a bunch of debris in here. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm pushing all the drill shavings to the back, so trying to make sure there's nothing in the collet slot here. So it's good. You got to figure out little things like that to make it worthwhile. All right. Is this one straight? Guess it looks all right.
We were talking about clips in the chat.
Oh, everybody's talking about clips?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So we're just going to round this guy up. These little tiny shavings just bind up like crazy. Has anybody made any clips yet? So I was talking about last time when we did the clip, I think I was talking about a service I used. Do you remember this, Amy? To cut out those clips, but they're gone.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember the other one. There's another service called Cut Send Cut, and you can send them a drawing and tell them what kind of metal you want it out of, and they'll cut stuff out for you. I have not used it, so I don't know how their pricing is. I'm guessing it's not going to be worth getting a couple made. You'll probably need to get like 50 or 100 made to be worth it, but if you have a design you like that you can either use or share, it might be worth doing. But that's not an endorsement because I have not used them. But I probably will in the future. I'll give them a try. Unless anyone else has used them and has other feedback. Let's see if...
We were kind of talking about making clips out of resin.
Clips out of resin?
Or roll stops.
Roll stops, sure. That'd be cool.
I was like, I would break a clip out of resin, 100%.
Yeah, a clip out of resin I don't think would work, but a roll stop, why not? Get off of there, body. All right. Yeah, we're going to do a roll stop probably on a pen here real soon.
Steve says send, cut, send is the name.
Send, cut, send. What did I say?
Maybe
Cut, send, cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, send, cut, send, right. You know, backwards. You would have found it Googling either. All right. Let's see how much more I need to take off of this. Yeah, still a little bit. Now, I don't know if this is blue. So, in the Hot Wheels, the color I'm using, the colors are not mica, they're dye. So they're flat. So they don't have that pearlescence. And this does. So it may not look good because of that. I don't know. Send, cut, send. Has anyone used send, cut, send? I'd love some feedback. So I'm just kind of giving it that shape that I want. All right.
What was that thing that you learned how to do a while back? Lost wax casting?
Yeah.
Could you do clips out of that kind of stuff?
You probably could. Lost wax casting is generally done with like precious metals and stuff. So I don't know how that would work as far as holding up for a clip because they're soft. But actually, you can do bronze and stuff, which might work. So it might work, but I don't know. I've never done that. But I would try it if you have that equipment or a place to do it. Certainly couldn't hurt.
I think part of the fun is trying things and seeing if they work and
Yeah, totally.
messing around.
Yeah, and it was fun to make parts for pens out of the Lost Wax casting. I did bodies that I inlaid, but you could do anything.
Steve says, Send Cut Send did a custom Morse taper jig to my specs, and it came out excellent. Very much
cool.
recommended. They're real pros.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Was the price reasonable, like in line? I assume it would be, or they wouldn't be around. I've heard of some knife guys using them too, so I knew that. All right. Let's see if pull this thing off of here. I'm gonna stick it in the cleaner real quick. Yeah, they must be pretty good. Oh, you know what? We didn't even do the cap for this yet. This is the longest pen ever being made. Oh, it's a little tight. Gotta take a little more off. Off?
No, just time.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. Take this thing down a little bit. Oh, I thought you were saying that because I told you I always take it off.
Mm-mm.
All right. A little bit more on the front. We'll try to sand that here in a sec too.
Steve says he got 100 of the Morse taper jigs. Total cost was $6.25 each.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Good to know. It's always good when you can talk to somebody who's used something, because if it's like new or you don't know if it really exists. Like if you've seen that gal, she posted a YouTube video of like some decorations of like a Christmas tree. Did you see that thing? Mm-hmm. And in the picture, it was like this huge decorated Christmas tree. And when she got it, it was like this big, and it was like one bulb. It was terrible. It was pretty funny. All right, so that works. So now I can sand this thing, and at least we have a section that will fit our pen and be kind of color coordinated. Rather than sand, let's turn the cap down, because sanding's kind of boring. Everybody cool with that? Now, I was going to make a mandrel. I did find a Delron. So we're going to use this one. I think it works. I know I have used it in the past. It's not the best one, but it works fine. Let's pull this out. Could you hear that engine on the volume? There's a hot rod outside. The engine's just bloop, 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 bloop. Probably not. It'd be hard to pick it up.
I don't think so. It's hard. It's like one ear is listening to the sounds here, and one ear is listening to you.
Okay, let's put this away. All right. So at least we saw how that just had to be drilled a little extra. That was kind of a good thing to see. We're going to go ahead and turn this cap down. We want this just... The problem with Alumilite is, you know, if you push on it too hard, you kind of get the point burying in. Let's see if we can use this other one. Turn a little out. This is going to be a really great cap. Boy, did I go askew here? We'll see. All right. See if I can get deep enough. Boop, 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 boop. All right. We'll see how this goes. I want to turn this down quite a bit because it's got some cool color. I'm going to mark the end here. So I had on my cap from a couple weeks ago a black line right here. Right here. And that's where my hole for my cap is. So I'm bringing the end of it just past that. This cap may get a roll stop down the road, but I'm not worried about it right now. It may get nothing too, so who knows. So I'm just making space. I don't want to go too thin. I need that support on the cap to turn it. But I want to take this down a little ways, so I'm going to give myself some room. All right. Very good. And this stuff really, especially when it's light and fluffy like that, it just wraps up so much. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah. So it's like spirally colors and then it's clear and then goes back into the spirals. Cool. It's gonna look pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great blank.
Yeah, if you're wanting to try this blank, it's called Hot Wheels. It's a top choice blank from our line. But beware, it does have clear in it, so it's not a great blank for kit pens because of the tube. However, it doesn't look bad, but it's a great blank for kitless because of the clear and because you don't have a tube in the kitless. Now, if you're wondering, like, how do you not go too far? That's a great question because I feel like I could. You could measure, or you can just stop and look every now and then. Make sure I'm not getting close here. Yeah, we got a little bit. We still got some room.
Have you ever gone all the way through?
Yes. Amy asked if I've gone all the way through. You have a mic on? Oh.
I'm sitting right here.
Yeah, you will go through from time to time. It's part of it, I guess. But it's better to not go through because then you don't ruin it. Crazy, right?
It's better to not.
It's better to not ruin everything you've been working on. But sometimes, like, you want to keep turning the blank a certain bit to try to get to, like, a certain color way it looks. You know, you might want to take it off and fit it on your body and whatever, but, you know, I know that I'm M13 threads in here, so if I measure this, the outside is 17. So, I mean, I've still got 2 millimeters theoretically on each side of the threads. I don't know if it actually equates to that much, but I got at least another little bit I can go. Now that's assuming the whole thing was uniform, and I do have a little taper on each end here, so I probably should be a little careful. All right. So I think that looks pretty good. I do want to sand this because it's going to look awesome. Yeah. Let's turn this off. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn our little support tenon down here. And you can see I'm just pushing in a little bit and then over to kind of move it over. I'm just bringing it down. Now do not try to cut all the way through with the live center up because it will break and then catch and probably rip your cap off. You can cut all the way through like we'll do here, or you could stop when it's just a micro of a little bit and just break it off, and that'll work too. But this little diamond detail tool will cut it through no problem, just like that. And then we can come back on it and just clean it up. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing that way against the piece, not across where it'll flex. So now I can shape this out how I want, which I did the bottom with a little, like just a little tiny flat triangle look. So we'll match it.
Is your cutter a negative rake?
This, oh yeah, it is. This is a negative rake, and I didn't even notice that. But really, I mean, you can see how easy I was cutting and how it didn't give me any issues. So probably worth it having a negative rake on that. Obviously, you can do it with both. So if you have one and you don't wait for it, but negative rake is real nice for, you know, the fine details without removing a lot of material. All right, let's try this. So we're going to, actually both of those were negative rake because this one is too. Now this square is really dull. I need to replace it, but it is negative rake. Okay, so we're going to, I think we're good enough. We can just jump right into Zona paper here. Let me grab it. Zona paper. All right. Black, blue, pink. Am I missing one? Okay. So we're just going to turn this down. Get this out of the way. You know, take some time and clean off your station, but I don't want to do all that while everyone's waiting here. So we're going to just hit it with the green. I'm just going to go through the grits. The green is like, Amy, what's the green?
600.
The green is like 600. And then when you go through the 6 grits, all the way up to the white, it's like 20-some thousand. So I would normally start at 600 anyway. So the green kind of takes care of it for me. Now I'll stop it after I do this because you're going to see this blank looks really cool. I'm going to pinch it here. I got a little gap between here, which is nice. So I'm going to get the bottom of the cap. But you want to make sure you're really getting all your marks out, and if you have any inconsistencies in your blank from turning it, that 600 should do it. If it's much more than, if you need more than 600, you should use your tools. Oh yeah, this is looking cool. I can't wait to try the segmenting that Jim showed on Saturday. So I'm going to do some blanks and then maybe do a custom pen out of it or something. I think it'll look cool. All right, let's take a look at this guy. Oh yeah, that's like fire. I'll have Amy take a close-up picture afterwards because it's like really cool looking. If you don't mind, Amy.
I don't mind.
All right. So, what? Anybody have any wants or future show ideas here? Because we've been doing a lot of kitless, which is fine, and we can keep going. I know people wanted to see roll stops, so we'll probably do that here in the near future. I am going to do a casting one here in the near future too, because somebody was asking me if I would do color drop, and I will. So, if you guys have any wants, let us know, as long as it's reasonable.
I have a list that I've been compiling of people asking for things.
Oh, good. So Amy has a list of your ideas, so that's good. Oh, this looks awesome.
Label casting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
People asking for label casting?
Mm-hmm. Proper finishing and sanding techniques.
Okay. Good.
Which, depending, people could argue all day about that one.
Yeah.
It's like the to scuff or not scuff debate.
Yeah, we haven't stirred up that hornet nest in a while. Does everybody scuff their tubes or not scuff their tubes when you glue them in? I mean, there's only one right answer, so let's see if anyone knows. Anyone know the answer? Do you scuff the tubes before you glue them? Oh man, this is gonna look so good. Sorry guys, it's hard to hold my hand in the same spot every time for the camera. I know that sanding is super exciting to watch. Try to speed up here.
We have one vote for us getting a store in Montana.
Hey, we're not opposed to that. I love Montana. I've been there once, but I think I would love it.
We also have one vote for scuffing the tubes.
Oh, scuffing the tubes. Who brought up that?
Me.
Okay. This might be, I might short this a little bit, but we're going to look at this thing.
Mike says scuff if I'm in the mood.
What kind of mood do you have to be in to scuff?
A scuffing mood.
Scuff law. Got water all over the lathe. Kurt will not be pleased. All right, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Here, let's try this camera. Ooh. That's the Hot Wheels. So it's got a lot of cool like swirls, but then it has clear. So that orange is clear.
A lot of votes for scuff.
A lot of scuffers in the house. So normally I would run this in the ultrasonic cleaner for a while to clean out all that dust and WD-40.
Ooh.
What?
Here's a good one. Making a kitless pin with ebonite sleeves for wood blanks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm writing that one down, that one. Well, I'm writing them all down.
We'll do that because
I'm starring that one.
I want to do that for fun anyway. So, all right. So there is that little guy. It's a cool looking pen, lined up real nice. Right down the middle there. But then, I mean, it's swirly, so it doesn't really matter that much. But, okay. Well, I'm going to polish the section not on camera because it's kind of boring. But if you guys have any questions, let me know on this. And then we've got some cool ideas for other stuff. Now, we already have stuff coming up, but like Amy said, she'll keep a list of these, and we'll keep peppering them in because it's kind of fun. We should have a kitless click soon. We'll have some roll stop stuff. That sleeve one's a good idea. We were just making sleeves last week for a project. So, all right. Well, I think we'll call it for the day. We kind of made it through without breaking anything, so that was good. And we'll be
That's always
back.
good, especially on a day when you're tired.
We'll be back next week, and I'll be not so tired. But thanks everybody for watching. Please like and thumbs up and share, whatever everyone always says. Go watch those live streams from last weekend. Really cool stuff with Zach and Jim. Really great videos. But if you watch them, please like and comment so we know you guys are watching them. It's hard to know what the actual feedback is on that stuff because we don't talk to you when you watch them on YouTube at 2 in the morning. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Awesome, fun chat today, guys.
Amy said fun chat today.